So we gotta watch this thing right now because I just spoiled two things within 10 minutes after the whole day of not looking at Twitter. Now, just one thing really. If just don't scroll down. Oh, I scrolled down too far. The videos have thumbnails in it. I just need to watch this thing right. Oh, see that just spoiled something about Pokemon. Okay, just watch it. We need to watch it right now. Just watch it now. How are you? Good, 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 fantastic. Yeah, really love it. Hope you're good too. How are you? Good. How are you? Good. Good, 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 good. Not good, 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 good. Good. We're good. All right, formalities out of the way. Enough for the formalities. Good. You must keep up the charade. The charade. All right, we got no spoilers.
For us today. All right, let's check out the Nintendo Direct starting any second.
You must hurry.
Stick around after the show for more
It was long.
and summer updates.
Well, the Treehouse we're not gonna watch. Just the Direct. Just the Direct. Starting in 0. Starting in 0. Starting in 0.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct.
Hello, I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, and I'll be your guide as well.
The Nintendo Switch system is
Okay.
now in its fifth year,
Okay.
and many people around the world are playing games on it. Nintendo Switch
That's
is
true.
being enjoyed by a wide range of players spanning all ages and all levels of gaming experience.
This is true. This is true.
Thank you all very much.
The Treehouse. You watched it, I'm guessing. The whole thing. You watched the whole
We've
thing.
been able to offer a wide variety of games on the system, not just from Nintendo, but also from our many development and publishing partners. I hope that each of you watching this Nintendo Direct will be able to find a game that suits your personal taste.
I can't believe I spoiled something already. I already spoiled.
We have news on
Something.
upcoming Nintendo Switch games, and we'll be focusing on a selection of games releasing this year.
Yeah, I couldn't make it.
We
I
hope
couldn't
you
make it.
enjoy it.
Sorry. I couldn't do it,
Okay,
man.
To begin,
I didn't
please
want
take
to
a
tweet
look
that I
at
couldn't
this
make it either.
video.
Just it was so depressing. I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it. It was terrible. It's a Smash. It's a Smash Brothers. You could tell. Oh wait, no, it's not. Is it though? It is Smash. Or it's Zelda. All right. This is what was spoiled. I looked at the thumbnail before the stream. That one thumbnail confirmed it all. Dude, he killed Ganondorf. Ganon? That guy. Kazuya. The guy from Tekken. I don't know who he is. I don't really know who he is. Yo, it's the guy there. So they showed Ganondorf. So he's in Smash. Yeah, there he is. It's there. It's the first thing they showed was a Smash reveal. Unless he was already in the game. I don't think he was. Yo, look at his moves. Yo, him versus Ryu. Canon. This was the end of that one game that we played. I beat this game, so I know the reference here. So he's just throwing them all off. That's a good meme. Devil mode. That's like Dante. Okay. They should put Dante in it. He's in Smash 2 then. He's a different costume. So they showed him. That's him. He's a different costume, I think. He's got thick eyebrows. Harbiscus, what's up? And Tekken. Does that mean there's more characters? Or he's just gonna float away? Make the sound. Yeah. That's the best part right there. You already know.
Hello, I'm Masahiro Sakurai from Sora Limited and the director of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate game.
Wow, they started
Kazuya
off with
Mishima
the
from
Tekken
the fighting game
reveal.
series Tekken will join the battle. Surprise! I'll go over the details at a later
Surprise.
date, so please sit tight.
Yo, my man got
For
4
today,
controllers
though,
on the
we've
table.
prepared a short
He probably
video
has one
to
up
showcase
next to that one.
Kazuya's moves in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Please take a look.
I think so. Yeah, I know his name. I don't remember his name, but I know his name. Like once he said it, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's his name. Yeah, that's true." Jumping, spinning demon. What's up, Charlie Boy? Legoza, Harbiscus, thanks for tuning in. The Smash graphics be looking weird though. Is that how it's supposed to be? Is that maybe that's the video I'm looking at. What? Sidekick. I like that the Tekken fighters move differently. It's like they're very stiff. They're very stiff.
This feels like Tekken. No, it's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'll talk about the fighter more in a future presentation. We still have to record it first, actually.
He's got the Nintendo Pro controller.
The air date is shown below. Please stay tuned.
6:28, 7 a.m.
Thank you, Mr. Sakurai. New fighter Kazuya will join the fight in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Please look forward to seeing
There it
how
is.
Kazuya, who has experienced many harsh battles across the Tekken series, will fight in this game. All right, let's continue with our first batch of Nintendo Switch headlines.
Wait a minute.
Your choices matter.
Did he dump Sephiroth off the cliff? Did I see that right? Or no? Did he dump Sephiroth's body? This is pretty dark here. People are dying. Alright, we're good. Oh! Are
Nintendo
there-
Switch
oh!
headlines.
Your choices matter in these emotional, supernatural tales.
The anime? I saw the thumbnail there. We skipped ahead too far. The mobile game? New graphics? New art style, choice, design? What is this, a sequel? Yo, who the heck is that? Lady Dermasu, whatever her name is? I don't know who that is. Is that Rachel? That can't be, though. I mean... True Colors Remastered Collection. Aren't those the same game? Remastered. Oh, the whole collection, the whole game. Okay, that's a different girl. I don't know. True Colors. Sonic Colors. Oh, yeah. I only played the first one and the second one. That's it. I felt like I got everything out of that type of game through those two games. I mean, I could do
Life is
more.
Strange True Colors launches on Nintendo Switch
I
September
mean, this is a chance right here to play
Life
the
is
other
Strange
ones before the
Remastered
release of this
Collection
one.
comes to Nintendo Switch later this year.
What? September 10th?
There's something for everyone on the Nintendo Switch system.
Where's my book? September 10th.
You are Star-Lord, leading a legendary band of heroes for hire in this thrilling action
October,
adventure game. Jump on a wild ride across the cosmos.
The first
Overwhelm
one.
opponents
I
with
see.
Star-Lord's daring combat style and encounter
I'm not sure if this is
iconic and
DMCA. It
original
doesn't sound like any
characters.
song.
You'll call the shots
I
for the
know.
unpredictable guardians as you face cosmic threats to save the galaxy.
What is going on in this
Who can
game?
have this? Probably.
What is going on here?
Guardians of the
I mean, I don't really
Galaxy
care about
on
these
Nintendo
characters.
Switch, October 26th.
I mean, sure, but to play as them for like 8 hours, I don't know.
Everywhere. In
I don't
this
know about that.
real-time arena-based shooter, you'll squish your invertebrate opponents in 32-player cross-platform combat. Play in daily challenges, battle modes, and seasonal events to worm your way up the ranks.
Sounds like Sonic.
Plus, the Patchwork Bear
Oh, this is the Worms
exclusive
3D
to the
game
Nintendo
battle
Switch
thing.
version will be available for free for 2 weeks after launch. A new
Is that
map,
already out?
Sport Showdown launches with Worms
This game looks
Rumble,
weird.
wriggling onto Nintendo Switch June 23rd.
June
Get a
23rd. I don't know about
25%
this one.
discount
June
when you pre-order
23rd.
the game starting today on Nintendo eShop. The
Worms.
fantastical realm of Orcanon awaits. As you explore
What is
the fully
this?
hand-painted world, You'll customize a team of
This looks like
demigods
Bloodstained.
and unleash devastating attacks
Oh,
and
it's
captivate
turn-based?
turn-based combat.
No. Aw.
Astria Ascending launches on
Dude,
Nintendo
look at that.
Switch September 30th.
Hourglass frame though.
Return to the funny, charming, and quirky world of 2 Point County. In the wholesome management sim 2 Point Campus.
This they showed this so much. I think I want to play it now.
The way you want it.
I think I want to play it
Lots
now.
of creative tools are at your disposal to make the school yours and take your educational empire to the next level.
I mean,
Enrollment for 2 Point Campus starts on Nintendo Switch next year.
next year. No, I'm not writing that down.
A beloved series rolls into its 20th anniversary this year.
That's not Sonic. Monkey Ball. 20 years. Oh, how did I guess it? How the heck did I guess that? How did I know that was the Monkey Ball? What? I never really played this game. How the frick? That's kind of scary. So they're coming with a remastered collection or like a re-release collection. Banana Mania. Now is my chance to play it. I got for a new generation. That's depressing. Stop reminding me that I'm getting older.
Bananas with
October
Super Monkey
5th.
Ball Banana
Okay.
Mania rolls onto Nintendo Switch October 5th.
October 5th, 1985.
It's a blast from parties past, and you're invited.
What? Oh yeah, I
Ready
spoiled
for
this
another
already.
Round of Mario Party Mayhem? Of course you are. It's a superstar collection of Mario Party boards and minigames.
What?
Live it up on 5 classic boards from the Nintendo 64 era, including Peach's birthday cake.
Was this already
and Space
announced?
Each board is packed with zany events guaranteed to keep you on your toes. And when we say zany, we mean it.
Old
Jump.
boards.
Connect
What?
blocks. And give facelifts
The face shift.
in hilarious over-the-top minigames. All of which support button controls. With 100 minigames from the Mario Party series catalog,
That's all
you'll
we need.
have a blast in this all-star fun fest.
Yo.
Here's a little party favor.
Yo.
All game modes work
Yo.
with online play.
That's about damn
Even if
time.
you're partying solo,
This is what we
you can
wanted. That's what we're
randomly
waiting
match
for.
with other
This is what
party
we're all
goers
about.
worldwide. Playing a board game online with friends? Save your progress mid-game, grab a snack, then resume the festivities.
No shot.
Stickers are also
They-
available
it's
for
too good to be
use
true.
with others.
Too good to be true.
It's time to party.
Superstars.
in
Yo,
Mario
I'm getting
Party
that, man.
Superstars, launching on the Nintendo
Oh, so I
Switch
can play by
system
my,
October
so I can play
29th.
by myself.
Pre-order
It's gonna be
begins
great.
today on Nintendo eShop.
Yeah.
What did you think?
What did you
Before we show this
think?
next trailer, I'd like to say one thing. Currently,
These.
we're working hard on the latest game in the Metroid Prime series.
Oh yeah,
Metroid
I
Prime
spoiled this
4.
already. Well, how could you avoid this? I mean, that was
But
one
today,
glance at
we'd
Twitter
like to
and you're done.
introduce Another new entry in the Metroid franchise.
It's my fault, really.
Please take a look.
So it's a new Samus game. I haven't seen any gameplay though, or the trailer. Alright. It looks like Warframe. Warframe. I know people have been waiting for a Metroid game. I played one for the GameCube, and I want to play the first one. Now we can. We have an excuse to do it. Yeah. Play through the first one. Challenge. Different type of suit. Might be like a slimmer suit. Like Iron Man kept upgrading his suit. Mirror's Edge. Art style. Okay. New graphics. 2D graphic. I mean, modern day. Huh. Dread. Judgment time. Is there? I think it's an audio delay. That's fine. This looks pretty sick. It really does. I think I'm getting this for sure. Wow. It's like Castlevania. Metroidvania. It's like Metroid. And then Portal's there for some reason. Portal fused. Aliens. What is that dog thing? It's like a recurring character. It probably hunts you down. You have to run from it. Yeah, that's like the AI from that movie. See it in the treehouse. It's a cool concept, the treehouse. It's like you're all in the treehouse playing games.
That was the trailer for the first new 2D Metroid game in roughly 19 years. The brand new Metroid Dread game.
It's been 19
As
years.
the name
No.
Dread implies,
No.
this is a Metroid game with a new feel, showcasing a variety of threats that
No way.
Samus will encounter.
No way.
It's scheduled to be released on October 8th, so it won't be too long
No, it's
until
not.
launch.
They came out with the
That
other one
same
before.
day, we'll also be releasing amiibo figures for Samus
Amiibo.
and the Emmy, the robot seen in the video.
That robot guy.
Let's move on to more Nintendo Switch
The robot guy.
headlines.
Remember that guy?
These familiar franchises are back on Nintendo Switch.
Here we go. Yo, what up, no? Okay.
Get ready to get down.
No.
in the latest
No,
Japan
cancel the stream. Yo, is this probably DMCA? DMCA Central here. Okay. How original. Beyonce. Girls run the world. I thought Jennifer Lopez sang that song. Well, my whole life was a lie. The robot guy. Just Dance. Just play Just. I'm gonna play Just Dance muted. Raw Thrills.
Crimson Blast is speeding onto Nintendo Switch.
What is this?
Blast your way through nearly 30 over-the-top tracks. Up to 4 players can race
Unicorn.
so pick your favorite vehicle.
Oh, this game looks kind of fun. A fun game, fun little game.
Launches as a console exclusive on Nintendo Switch this fall.
Fun little game.
It's the
What?
ultimate Dragon Ball
What?
Z experience.
What? Kakarot is not on Switch? Is Kakarot
Relive
not
the
on
story
Switch?
of Goku and other Z fighters through 4 sagas in this action
Dude, I love this
RPG.
game. I don't know why. It kind of, you would think it sucks. Even though I played it and I think it sucks, but then when I think about it, I like it though.
Take a stand against the evil emperor. Cell. Battle the androids in a fight.
Right,
to
it's
the
not
death.
in-depth combat,
Majin
but
Buu,
it's still fun.
An epic
It's so fun.
showdown with the most fearsome foe. Along with the main story, you can explore the
My boy
vast
looks
world
good
of
on the
Dragon
tube,
Ball
though.
Z.
It looks good on the tube.
Why not help out the locals?
Yo, Nom got
Collect
some
ingredients for delicious
airtime.
meals. You could always train to acquire new skills too. There are lots of
Yo,
things to keep you busy.
Kakarot getting the spotlight in
Battle
Nintendo
episodes,
Direct.
A new power awakens.
What up,
parts
though?
1 and 2
I mean, it's
is
not
also
like it's
included.
underdog or anything.
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yo, what up?
A new
We
power
can do a new
awakens
playthrough
punches
in
its way onto
midst of
Nintendo
that.
Switch, September 24th.
October 24. Yo, what up, though?
Grab a golf club and get ready to tee
Oh
off.
crap, that comes out Friday. This Friday.
The Mario
September.
Golf Super Rush game launches
Wait.
soon.
Poo-poo.
Is also included.
When does it come out? 24th?
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot plus a new Power Awakens. set
Yo,
punches
that's
its way
freaking
onto
cool.
Nintendo Switch September 24th.
I mean,
Grab
Yeah.
a golf club and get ready to tee off.
it's coming.
The Mario Golf Super Rush
I don't know
game
what.
launches
I hope
soon.
this game's good. It should be good. Should be
Here's
good.
a quick glimpse into each of the modes.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Now we'll
Standard
see.
golf.
Yeah, yeah.
Time to read the wind and terrain
Yes.
on the greens.
That's what I want. Old school. Then what? What else do you have?
Hit different types of shots and aim for under par.
Nice birdie.
Speed golf. Smack your ball, then chase after it.
Speed
Be the first
golf.
to get your ball in the hole.
Okay.
Pace your rivals with special dashes.
See, that
and
looks
special
weird.
shots.
That's so angsty.
Battle golf.
What?
You get out over 9 flag-marked holes. in
They
an
should do like
ice-filled
mini golf.
arena. Capture 3 flags to win.
What the heck?
Golf adventure.
Huh?
Go from rookie to pro with your Mii character.
Cool.
Golfing challenges that await may surprise you.
Moltres. that
And
Moltres?
here's some news.
No.
Free updates are planned for future release.
Yeah, I like the free
including
updates,
additional
too.
courses and playable characters.
Is that the Mario Odyssey map or something?
The
Yo,
fairway's
who is
almost
this?
Open, so set your tee time and get ready to ace those shots in Mario Golf Super Rush. Swing it onto the
Mario
Nintendo
Golf.
Switch system June 25th.
Hello.
Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo
It's a
eShop.
me. Oh, not this game again.
Welcome to the vast and vibrant world of Monster Hunter.
Yo, I had both, and I love them both. I love them both.
As a
I should get
rider in this
tennis, the new
RPG
tennis.
adventure, you'll explore diverse landscapes by riding your monster.
It's same. It's a me.
Gather materials such as honey and ore, then use them to craft items.
I
for your
love
journey.
that. Yo, stop showing me this game. I already bought one. I already bought Monster Hunter. That's no more Monster Hunter, man.
Some are
This one looks
outside,
good though.
but others
Oh
may
no, I
suddenly
don't want to buy
ambush
another
you.
one though.
To fight,
Oh
you'll team
god.
up with your
My
monster
wallet.
and use weapons and skills to overwhelm
I can
enemy
feel my wallet
monsters in turn-based
bleeding.
battles. Win, and you'll be rewarded with their materials, which can be forged into
This
new
art
weapons
style, I
and
like
armor.
this one.
Hey, is that an egg? You might be able to hatch a
Wait,
new
they already
monster.
showed this.
Incredibly powerful monsties can also hatch from rare eggs.
No, stop showing me the
More
cool stuff,
traveling
man.
buddies? Join up with friends for co-op
Bruh.
multiplayer quests and battles. Buckle up, Ryder. It's going to be a real monster of an adventure.
It's gonna be a real.
Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin.
I think
soars onto
Nintendo
Nintendo
plays
Switch
stories
July
or
9th.
something. Plays a lot of
Play
Monster
the
Hunter.
free demo on June 25th and carry over your
Oh, we can
save
play the
data to
demo.
full game.
June 25th.
Here's a new game from the head of a certain company.
Wario, I spoiled this.
Did you miss me? Hey, what do you mean? Who am I? It's a me, Wario.
Wow.
And it's finally ready. A brand new game
Voice
from
acting.
my company. Check it out. You get to control
Dude.
me.
WarioWare.
Time to do this.
What the heck? Patrick Bateman. You can help Patrick Bateman.
Rats.
These are just mini games.
They came back.
I love that.
They have wonderful new talent.
Who doesn't like this? Who doesn't?
Throw
Like
that stick thing. Not so bad. Use the spinning whatchamacallit. Ha! Nailed it. Same micro game, different abilities.
Yeah, Arbiscus.
Wah! I almost forgot some big news.
Wah.
2 people can play together at the same time.
Yo.
So play nice.
Yo, Harbiscus, you gotta help me out here. I don't have any friends.
That's nice.
I mean,
all right, you. Yes, you, the one watching this.
We gotta play
Better
this.
Get ready for some micro game mayhem.
Micro game.
The WarioWare Get It Together game
Ooh,
launches
that's
exclusively
pretty soon.
on the
That's pretty
Nintendo
soon.
Switch system September 10th. Pre-orders
September.
begin today on Nintendo eShop.
September 10th. September 10th.
What you just saw was the trailer for WarioWare. Get it together.
There's so much
In the
stuff
latest
here.
installment of this series, there are new microgames.
There's
that
so many
let you
games.
control
Slow down.
Mario and his friends. There is also a 2-player co-op mode, which greatly expands the gameplay.
Yo, Nintendo
It's
wins.
releasing in the
I think
near future, so
Nintendo
stay
won.
tuned.
It's over. It's already over. They can just stop now.
Next, please take a look
over.
at this.
It's already over. It's already over. What is this? What is Sonic Adventure 3? No
As a
shot.
high school student living
Persona?
in Tokyo, your life
That's
is
Persona.
fairly normal.
I mean, it's Persona. Or is it? Yo, those school uniforms with the flowers on it.
But that reality is upended
Is that real?
after you get pulled into a different dimension.
Oh, you thought it's not Persona. All right.
Another Tokyo
Code Vein
exists.
2?
A post-apocalyptic world.
New
where
LP?
angels
New IP?
and
Whatever?
demons reside.
No idea.
Suddenly, you fuse with a mysterious
Yo, that guy's
figure,
cool looking.
gaining the power
PSO2.
to fight demons. What
Nobunaga,
lies ahead in this alternate realm?
Fantasy Star, Shin Megami Tensei 5.
The world is now
This game looks kinda cool.
transformed into a sprawling, demon-infested
Yo.
wasteland.
Yo, I kind of
Though
like
friendly
this
demons do
post-apocalyptic.
exist here, many are hostile.
Look at this. You get to run around as
They
a
will
blue-haired
attempt to
chick.
destroy
I mean,
you.
what else do you want? What else
Harness
do you
your
want?
newfound powers to fight demons using a
Oh,
command-based
turn-based,
system.
though.
Finding their weak point is key. By
Turn-based.
targeting it, the number of consecutive
Sonic?
actions you can perform in a combo
It's
will
Sonic.
increase. Though demons are formidable opponents.
I might like
You may be
turn-based if
able
I
to
don't
recruit
stream
them
it.
via negotiations,
If I don't stream
which
turn-based,
begin when you
it might be
open a
funner.
conversation with them.
This is very slow. This looks cool though.
If a negotiation is successful, a demon will become a powerful ally. In some
Onion
cases,
guy, onion
by
head.
rejecting a
What is that?
demon's request, they may feel motivated and join you.
Look at
as
that
an
hair
ally.
though.
Demons that do join will fight alongside you and grow stronger. By fusing demon allies, another demon can be created. The newly fused demon's innate abilities will
What?
vary, granting you a powerful ally
Hey, that guy's familiar.
customized to your needs and playstyle.
So, I like the running
Challenge
around.
the many demons roaming this post-apocalyptic world.
Maybe because it reminds me of
by
Fallout
harnessing
76.
the power of your own.
I could just play Fallout 76.
What destiny will you choose? Shin
November
Megami
12th.
Tensei 5 will launch exclusively on Nintendo Switch November 12th.
November 1D2.
Pre-orders for the physical version begin June 21st.
What?
That was the latest trailer for Shin Megami Tensei 5 from Atlas. This is the newest game in the series. Please look forward to future updates.
When did the first one come out?
Let's see a few more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Fallout better. Yeah, I like Fallout 76.
Celebrate
Batman?
10 years of Danganronpa in despair.
What?
Testing. Mic check.
So Harbiscus, you're here. There might be. There's gonna be. I mean, there's something hype gonna happen. You're here to see my reaction. That's what I'm thinking. So it must be. It's gotta be good coming up. It's gotta be really good coming up. Or maybe it already passed. I'm frozen. Okay. I can fix this. I know what I'm doing. Why does it do that?
Unfortunately,
Why?
the only way out of the school and this lethal game is to betray the other students. And so it begins.
I turned off the camera right when it fixed itself.
When a student meets their demise,
Why does that
a
happen?
trial will
Okay.
take place to reveal the culprit.
You're the culprit, aren't you, Mia? Tanya, I had no idea.
They probably moved the body.
What is
there.
this game?
Use the evidence
I've seen
we've
these
gathered
characters
to refute
before.
contradictions and find the guilty party.
Sneak attack.
It's not my thing. I don't know, man. Maybe if I'm off stream and like it's a certain mood, I might like this game.
The board game from Danganronpa
I might find this
featuring
enjoyable
Kyo
if I'm in a
has been
certain
expanded
mood,
into a standalone game.
certain time of day. Oh, those characters look cool.
An all-star cast of characters from the Danganronpa series.
Okay,
come together
Harbiscus, that's a
to
good
battle at
idea.
tropical resort.
That is a great
Who's
idea.
The strongest of them all in this ultimate beach brawl. The four-game collection
Nintendo
Danganronpa
plays
Decades
Dragonrampa.
launches
Shadow
as a
Lucard.
physical
It's a
exclusive
Phoenix
on
Wright,
Nintendo
but with
Switch
more
later this
murder.
year.
Okay.
All four games will also be individually available
What
on
the?
Nintendo eShop.
There's so many Dragonrampas, man. It's that ghost game with the
We hope
camera.
you're not afraid of ghosts.
It's the camera ghost game. That's a new one? Koi Temko. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yo, this could be a good October
In
game.
this horror adventure game, you'll uncover the mysteries surrounding the ethereal but deadly Mount Hikami, believed to be at the center of many disappearances.
You know, October I want to play a bunch of horror games and stuff.
Your only defense is a
Resident
camera
Evil
that
would be
can
good.
repel and cast them out.
This looks kind of scary.
Face your fears as you explore a variety of unsettling locations.
Face your fears.
This spine-chilling story features various protagonists, letting you experience the game from different perspectives. New costumes
In
and
cool
counterparts are included
costumes.
in this version. Can you investigate Mount Hikami and stay alive? Fatal Frame,
Probably not.
Maiden of Black Water, creeps onto Nintendo Switch this year.
this year. This sometime. Could be tomorrow.
These games and DLC are coming soon. Some even today.
What? Doom.
Your war is
The
not
ancient
over.
gods.
Raise hell in the first
I played the
campaign
first one.
expansion
That
for
was good
Doom
enough for me.
Eternal,
I
the Ancient
was like,
Gods
I'm okay
Part
with
1.
this. I beat it in one sitting, I think.
Deeper and
One
more
sitting.
challenging combat awaits.
Oh yeah,
As you eliminate
that's not
Hell's
much to
newest
brag
threats.
about. Did I play in hard mode?
Infested ruins and
I think
rain-swept
normal. I
terrain.
don't remember. I think it's on YouTube.
The fate of the cosmos is in your hands.
A physical. Yeah, I bought
Get
that.
slaying when this
I bought
campaign
that
expansion
Batman,
launches on
the
Nintendo
teenage
Switch
girl game
later today.
digitally. I didn't know they had a physical copy. I would have bought that physically.
Get ramped up for two
It's like
iconic
it's the same
skateboard
price as
games
digital.
fully
You might as well buy a
remastered in
physical
HD.
copy.
Skate to era-defining jams as the legendary Tony
And
Hawk
physical
and the
copies you can
roster
actually
of new and
resell to
returning
GameStop
pros.
if you don't want it anymore.
Take your sessions on the
It's just
go
better.
with all the original game modes, and compete locally or online to
It's
show
also
off your tricks
collectible.
against other skaters.
1,000 years, it'll be worth $2 more.
Skater 1 and 2, launching on Nintendo Switch June 25th.
June
Pre-orders are
25th.
available now on Nintendo eShop.
For old games we already had. Pre-order for an old game.
After 4,000 years, Sateki, the Witch Queen, has risen from the dead, and only one group of heroes can stop her.
What is
The
this?
Strange Brigade.
What is this?
In this thrilling adventure, you'll blast through an army of mummified monstrosities while solving puzzles in booby-trapped
All right, looks
dungeons.
good.
Go it alone or team
What
up
is
with other
this,
daring
though?
adventurers in local wireless co-op and online play. Expect the unexpected when
What is
Strange
this?
Brigade launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
This looks kind of today. Strange Brigade. What?
It's
Okay.
a new adventure of cosmic proportions.
Damn. Okay.
Mario and his friends will team up with the Rabbids
I
once
might get
again
that.
to restore
Is it
order to
60
the
bucks?
galaxy.
Don't tell me it's 60 bucks.
Our heroes must stop a mysterious new evil from plunging the universe into chaos. Rabbid Rosalina joins them. Wait, is she born
Rabbit Rose.
already?
The rabbits look like they have a
Explore
beard,
planets filled with
like
quirky
a
residents and even
soul
quirkier
patch or whatever.
secrets.
That's called a goatee.
And in this fresh take on the tactical genre, our heroes can run freely around the battlefield, creating new strategic and chaotic possibilities. So aim for victory with a little help from your friends. Wait, who's that?
Mario loves
Well,
her.
one thing's certain. This is
The
gonna be
Mar-
one heck of
what
a
was that? That was
galactic
Rabbids
adventure.
Mario.
Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope launches into space or onto Nintendo Switch next year.
That's cool. New Mario game. It's Mario. Huh? The original Advanced Wars. You know what? Who buys the Rabbit games anyway? That's like people who buy these freaking circus peanuts. Who buys these? I do. I just did. I did. Now they're gonna be in business for another 50 years because of this one sale. They're never gonna go away.
Memorable
That's what
characters
Rabbids is.
And vibrant gameplay are in store as you lead the commanding officers to victory. Play the first two Advance Wars campaigns in Advance
The
Wars
first
1
two.
2 Reboot Camp, marching on to Nintendo Switch this holiday. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
How is everything?
Not good. Is that Charlie Boy?
This next segment will be our last announcement of the day.
How is everything?
Please take a look.
Poo poo pee pee? Alright, I heard about something like this, some news. Expansion pass. Wait, let me save this. I want to make that an alert whenever someone says, "How are you?" Just play that video. How are you doing this evening? I love Samurai Warriors, but I don't know about Hyrule Warriors. I don't know. I'm not sure about it. Okay, I'm buying it. I'm buying it every day. Oh, you can be her though. I have her amiibo. That's the only amiibo I have. What's her name? I forgot. Oh yeah, Wave 1, The Pulse of the Ancients. That's kind of cool because it's like a prequel. It's a prequel to Breath of the Wild, right?
Hello there. I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer of the Legend of Zelda series.
I think they had a gem.
What you've just seen is a trailer for the first wave of
Or no.
DLC for the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity expansion pass from Koei Tecmo Games.
They must have jump in the current
It
games.
will follow Link and his allies through more battles that took place 100 years
November
prior to the
18th.
events of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I hope you'll look forward to it. I have a few more things to share with you all today. We'll begin with The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD game, which launches next month. You'll immerse
getting
yourself
this.
in the role of Link by using 2 Joy-Con controllers for intuitive motion controls, or by playing in handheld mode, wielding the sword via flicking the stick and button-only controls. This game depicts the oldest era in the Legend of Zelda series, the story of how it all began. What is the origin of the Master Sword? Why did a woman named Zelda become the legend for future generations? These will all be unraveled.
She looks different there. 100 years will do that, I
You're
guess.
looking forward to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD.
HD. July 26th. July 16th.
Next up,
That thingy.
here's a little something you might like.
Why is it
This
off?
is a Game & Watch system that lets you play 3 games in the Legend of Zelda series. This year, the original Legend of Zelda game reaches its 35th anniversary. While we don't have any campaigns or other Nintendo Switch games planned, we've been working on this Game & Watch system as a special item to help mark the occasion and reflect fondly on the earliest days of the Legend of Zelda. It will come with the first game in the series, The Legend of Zelda.
That's DMCA. One of my videos, my Link Zelda playthrough got DMCA'd for that song.
And the Game Boy version of The Legend of Zelda
What?
Link's Awakening game.
I mean, these are nice gimmicks, collector item, I guess, but you have to wait like 50 years to resell it for like any profit. It's not like Pokemon cards where you buy it instantly, you get instant profit. Just resell it. It's like scalpers. It's the age of the scalpers nowadays.
And an interactive timer themed after
It's the
Zelda
Switch
2,
Pro.
The Adventure of Link. You can play with both of them by taking control of Link.
What is that game?
We hope you'll enjoy playing this Game & Watch system.
I want to play these on the Switch. They have them already. November 12th. I could still play Zelda games before November 12th.
All right.
In the
here's
midst
the last
of it.
thing we have to show you. This is the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath
What?
of the Wild.
Oh.
2 years have passed since we first
Oh.
announced this game, and we've been unable to share any.
Wait, go back.
Enjoy playing this
November
Game & Watch
12th.
system whenever and wherever
November
you like.
12th.
All right, here's the last thing we have to show you. This is the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
November
2
12th.
years have passed since we first announced this game,
For Halo.
and we've been unable
True.
to share anything with you in that time.
I
However,
have no time for this
development
stuff.
has been steadily progressing. For today, we've prepared some new footage to show a bit more of the game. Please take a look.
We're going to look at the game. Breath of the Wild 2. I didn't beat the first one yet, so I hope they don't spoil too much here. You can now play as Luigi. Whoa. What a way to enter. Well, something happened to his arm. Spoilers. Yo, he looks so cool in this one. Looks like this is the same engine. The one arm, the motif, one arm protagonist. He joins the one arm club. One arm blonde hair club. He lost his arm? It's happening again. Bro, he's never gonna get there. If he didn't do it in the first one, like, what? This is never gonna end. Never gonna end. I thought that was the eye there. Wait, look, I'll show you what I saw. I thought this is an eyeball. Watch this, watch this. I thought Link's face was gonna appear here, like over here. Or something. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Link Metal Alchemist. Exactly. 2022. Imagine, I can't wait till it's 22.
What did you think?
Two.
This time around, the setting for the adventure has been expanded to include the skies above Hyrule. We'd like to ask you to wait.
I can't wait till it's 2222. I bet people who lived back in like this 1500s were like, man, I can't wait till it's like, or like when it's 500 AD, they're like, I can't wait till it's 1111. That's a cool date. Or like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Bit longer. We're aiming for a 2022 release, so I hope you'll look forward to it.
I want to get one of those mics he has on his shirt. They always wear that. They always wear that thing.
How was that? That's all for this Nintendo Direct.
That was
We're
it.
diligently continuing
That was a
development
lot.
on a number of other games we didn't show today. I hope you'll continue looking forward to what's in store on Nintendo Switch. Thank you for watching.
Okay. Stop bowing to me. Okay. Nintendo. There you have it, guys. What did you guys think? Pretty good. I think they won E3, guys. I think they won. I mean, with Microsoft in the second,
Hi,
Xbox,
everyone.
with the Halo Infinite trailer was pretty good. Now the Halo Infinite trailer, let's talk about that, okay? It looks like it looks like the Halo 4 trailer, but like it's the same, but it's different. It's like he's more alone now or something. It's more destroyed area. But anyway, I think it was intentional. That's supposed to be like the same type of trailer. What is this stuff? Bandai Namco. Bandai Nam. What is Godzilla vs Kong exclusive epic battle?